welcome. It's Friday night, it's 9 p.m., and we are back here on
How to ace your career.
So, guys, you all know that every Friday we come here at 9 p.m. to ensure that we help you in some way to grow in your career, some way to grow in your relationships. And since New Year's coming, I had announced last Friday that this all these live sessions are going to be on how do you really make 2025 is one of the best years of your life.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're going to be discussing. But before we dwell into that, who am I and why do we come here? I'm Nutan, I'm a career and a life coach. I help mid-age professionals go through career stagnation, overcome their stagnation, and get back the passion back in their career. Or probably some daily life challenges in the workplace. How do you really fight and overcome and grow? Or you have been an individual contributor, now you want to become a manager or a leader, take up some leadership roles. All these kind of challenges, people come to us, and that's how they grow in their career. And
Yeah, I'm Dheeraj. I'm a life coach, career coach, and a relationship coach. And both of us put together, we create this company, ND Life Coaching. So, we're going to talk about how to make 2025 transformational. So, I have a question to all the audience who are live now and who are going to listen later. How many of you really want to transform your life in the year 2025? Please write in the chat box. How many of you want to do that?
well, I would love to do it.
So why having a yearly theme is better than having a New Year's resolution.
So basically, generally, New Year when it comes, it's all about setting new goals, then determining to make those goals happen. So I want a better job, I want a better life partner, I want to have a better life, I want to earn so much money. Most of the time, New Year becomes about New Year goals. That's about what you want, is what is the focus. But if you want to make 2025 transformational, the journey of transformation doesn't happen on what you want. The journey of transformation begins on who you want to become. What is that you want to change in you? That is where the transformation begins. And obviously, that brings in all the benefits that you're seeking in terms of your yearly goals. And that's why this time we are going to talk about a yearly theme.
Yes, as she rightly said, there's a beautiful thing she mentioned. What do you become? You know why? Because all what you have achieved can take away from you. But what you've become, nobody can take away. And people always want you because of what you've become. So that's the key. So, anyhow, as you know, a yearly theme basically is a guiding principle, idea, or concept that you can choose to focus on for an entire year. It's basically a way to give direction and meaning to your life, helping you to be absolutely focused, motivated, and intentional.
So, the most important aspect which came at the end was intentional.
Yes.
You're setting an intention for the year. This is what I want to change in my life. This is who I want to become in life. This is what I'm missing in my life. And that is what we are going to discuss through this half an hour session on how do you really find an yearly theme that can help you. But first, let's understand how can a yearly theme, if you have that, how can it help you? So first aspect is
It is clarify your priorities. That's the first aspect. So a theme helps you to identify what's most important to you and allocate your time and energy accordingly. Most of the time, like Tony Robbins always says, clarity is power. Now, most of the time, because we are not exactly clear that what's my priority, we get confused and we are lost. That's why clarify your priority. That's what the theme will do. It will give you absolute clarity that this is exactly this year you want to accomplish.
so once you clarify your priorities, right? Like, for example, you have been doing great in your career, things are looking good there, but somewhere your health has really gone for a challenge. So probably you'll want to focus on your health. Or probably career is doing very well, but my work life balance has gone for a toss. So this year my priority would be to accomplish work life balance. So that's the first thing that a theme does. It helps you identify what's most important to you. The second is it creates a sense of purpose. So, a yearly theme gives you a sense of direction and meaning that helps you stay motivated and inspired. So we all know, right? The why is more important than the what. So when you choose a theme, that theme becomes the driving force for you, because you know what you need to accomplish in this entire year is not only just your goal, but it's a journey that you're going to take based on this foundation. And that is what a yearly theme does for you.
Absolutely. And as you all know, that one of the key game changer of your life is decisions. Your decision change your life. Now, to take decision, you need something to guide you. And that's exactly what theme does. Theme guides your decision. Your theme serves as a decision making framework. It helps you to choose your activities, okay, relationship and opportunities that align with your values and your goals. That's why it's so important to have a theme.
In fact, we had just done a workshop on time management where you can master your life through mastering your time.
True.
And this is exactly what we taught in that workshop, that how when you start living life on your values, time is just a means to accomplish all what you want out of your life, right? So that is why it's very, very important that you find a framework on how to make decisions. So for example, if you have two job options, now how do I make a choice on which one is better for me? I will choose that based on what I want to work this year. So if this year my decision is that I have really missed out on my work life balance, somewhere my relationship is falling apart, or probably my health has gone for a toss. So, along with that new job, I also want to take care of my health. Based on this, I will take a decision whether I want to take this opportunity or this.
I totally agree. In fact, today evening only I did it with my client. He had three offers in hand and he had to select one. And the priority this year was very specific. That's money. He's been working, but he's never been focused on making money. And there was one job which was actually paying him 75% more than what he was getting. And that's why it was very easy, because the priority was making money. He needed money. And that's why it became very easy to take a decision. So this helps you to make that framework of taking a decision.
Then of course it fosters personal growth. So a yearly theme can actually help you develop a new skill or a habit or some perspective which leads to personal growth and self improvement. How, we'll discuss just in a bit, but the last thing that it does is
It enhances your accountability. I think what is the most important thing by choosing the theme, you're making a commitment to yourself so that you're able to focus on a specific area of your life. It could be health, it could be relation, it could be finance, it could be career, it could be anywhere. Now, which can help you stay accountable and motivated, because if you're not accountable, you're not progressing. That's how we are. We need someone to be accountable to.
so, what could these yearly themes be?
Yeah.
Let's really just dive deep into this. So, yearly theme can just be one word. Choose a single word that resonates with you. So, probably my life is filled with fear, and though I have everything, this fear really kills me. So, what is the most important thing for you in life to lead a better life is courage. So, your theme could be I would live courageously this year. So, courage, one word, can become your yearly theme. Other such examples could be gratitude, could be growth, could be resilience. For example, I remember in year 2021, so COVID had just hit us. We really had a challenge with our business. Most of our clients were in the city, they couldn't come and do regular sessions with us. Out of them, 70% were business clients who themselves had suffered. So paying the fees was difficult. We had to look into some new model. At the same time, we also had a beautiful aspiration. We had decided that in 2021, we both will buy our own beautiful house and build it the way we wanted, decorate the way we wanted. Now, this really was not an easy task. Either I could have chosen to say that 2021 is a year of comeback, so let's not keep this aspiration. Or I could have made this possible by choosing a theme. And the theme for that year for me was faith. I chose faith. And by faith, I not only could rebuild this business in a new business model, which we are delivering right now, choosing the virtual world, reaching out to you through this platform. And all these new things happened because I chose faith. So every time when there was a challenge that was showing up, I chose to respond based on faith. Every time when I questioned whether should I take this house, I chose faith than really being fearful. When we thought of decorating our house, again, it was either being real, Realistically, maybe this is not required, but I knew I can make this happen because I chose faith. So that one word, faith, actually changed everything. And we could build this house, build it the way we want, buy the place we want, the location, the size, and of course, decorate the way we want. And that is why it's 3 years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And 2.5 years that we have been living here, each day gives me such immense joy and pride when I look at my house. So that one word, faith, changed everything for me. And that is why your yearly theme can be just one word.
Or it could be a phrase, if not a word, a phrase. Like you need to select a short phrase that can inspire you. Like, for example, let's say embracing uncertainty. That can be one phrase. Or cultivate mindfulness. That can be, or pursuing a purpose. So for me, 2008 became that phrase for many years that I want to know who am I and what's the purpose of my life. So pursuing purpose became the most important phrase for me in 2008, where by 2010 I was absolutely clear who am I, and that's the purpose of life. So second can be phrase.
The third could be just a concept. Focus on a broader concept like self care. So, like I said, your own well being is a priority now. So, self care could be your concept, or sustainability or creativity. This year, I want to focus on how I become much more creative. So, probably your professional life demands creativity, but because you're so focused on your performance, you have missed it, and now you're stagnating in life, and you know that this is what is missing. So become creative. That could be a concept you could live your life and change yourself completely professionally, because that is what was missing. Now, what happens when you think about this? So each time when you're approaching a task or you're going there out to do something, the first thing will click is, how can I do it more creatively? Not do it the way I have been doing it before. And that's how, when I start triggering my mind again and again and again on creativity, I start tapping that muscle, and that is a muscle that grows. So it could also be a
The
concept.
fourth one, it could be a question. For example, a question that sparks curiosity and growth. Like, what does it mean to live a meaningful life? A question. Or, how can I make a positive impact in my community? A question. Like, for example, for us, the question that we've been asking for many years is that when we get up in the morning, we call it the primary question: how can I help people fulfill their dreams? Number one. Second question we ask: how can I help them to tap their fullest unlimited potential so that they can live a very happy and fulfilled life? This is a primary question for both of us. We get up in the morning. So it can also be a question.
And that question has stayed over these 10 years.
Yes.
And that has made us work on ourselves, that has made us invest in ourselves, learn more, become more, so that each time when a new client come to us, we are able to help him, lead him to the life that he wants. We are able to help him tap his unlimited potential. He comes here with, this is what I can do. But then he starts believing, I can do 10x, 20x more, because he starts tapping into his unlimited potential. I remember in one of our workshops, one of our clients, such a beautifully defined, he said, what did my coach do to me? He made me believe in myself when I couldn't believe in myself.
Yeah.
That's the role of a coach. So I think each time when we think about this, and then when we sit in front of our client during our coaching sessions, that stays at the back of the mind, and that is what we are focusing on. And that is why we can bring about the best in our clients. And when they get those results, they are absolutely amazed with what has happened in just 1 year's time.
So this question, okay? Now, to understand this concept better, let us help you with some examples on career and then look into relationship.
So, as you all know, there are two things which we constantly work on. One is career, and second is relationship.
Yep.
So, we've given you a broad framework on how you can choose a yearly theme. Now, we want to delve into examples. First, into career. So, if career is where you're stagnating, then your themes could be these. And that is what we'll discuss right away. So, the first theme for your career could be possibly elevate yourself. So you want to focus on advancing your career. That is why you will seek new challenges. You will develop new, probably leadership skills or some other skills that you're wanting to learn, but you're elevating yourselves. So this is where you are. This is where you want to reach. That could be a theme for you for this year, that
Yeah,
is 2025?
fine, absolutely. Another theme could be innovate. Okay, as you know, the world that we live into, there's so many changes happening, and if I have to be ahead in the curve in my industry, then I need to emphasize on creativity, innovation. If I'm not creative, if I'm not innovative, I'm going to be stagnant, and somebody else will take my job. If I have to be ahead of the curve in your industry, you need to keep innovating.
So, like you all know, Peter Drucker said that business basically has two functions: innovation and marketing.
Yep.
So, if you are a professional who's not into a job but has a business or has some professional skill, he's a consultant, then it's very, very important to keep innovating your ways of doing it. So, probably you have been getting results till now, but you know you could do better, and it's time for innovation. So, that could be a theme for your career. This year, you will innovate, do some innovation in the way you deliver to your clients, or probably in the way you look at business, or probably innovate in terms of your product or your services, but some innovation. So, that could be your yearly theme for 2025. You will not do it the way you've been doing it. You'll find new ways to do the same thing. The third one could be collaborate. Now, this is, I believe, one of the most important aspect in today's life. If you want to do well in your career, whether you're a professional, whether you're an employee, whether you're an employer, whether you're running your own business, whether you're a professional working on your skill, you're a chartered accountant, you're an income tax consultant, you're a CA, doesn't really matter. What matters is how good you are in collaborating. So prioritizing building strong relationship with colleagues, mentors, and industry peers is really very crucial. Today itself, I was looking on LinkedIn and I saw a short little video which spoke about, I think, I don't remember the figures correctly, but 60% of the job postings that happen are actually not job posting. They just ghost after the listing is done. They are not actual jobs. They're only done probably for employees to feel the company is doing well, or probably to pose an image that we have so many openings, so the company is doing well. Or probably the third reason, which was given, that hire interns, let them the work, get them for interviews, get small little projects done by them, and then just ghost them. So imagine if you don't know what's really happening in the company, you're just applying, applying, and applying, and you're not getting jobs because the jobs don't exist. And you start doubting your own potential. You worry, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with my CV? What is wrong in my approach? Why am I not getting that job? But the job doesn't exist. This you can only know when you network. So instead of really looking at the job listing or a platform, the best way to do it is reach out and build more relationships. Have some mentors, have some peers in the industry who can actually tell you what's happening in their company.
The next could be renew. So you need to focus on revitalizing your career. You need to ensure that in today's world, if you want to grow, you need to update your skills. Because now, when we are discussing, somewhere outside, somebody knows something better than you and is going to take your job. So if you're not going to update your skills, you're going to be in deep trouble. And of course, you need to constantly explore new opportunities, because there are a lot of opportunity outside. But if I'm not wanting to explore, if I'm going to be where I am, that's what we do with our clients. We make them explore. And in that exploring, they find out, wow, this is I can do, this is what I can do. And when they get this new opportunity, they renew themselves, they change themselves, and that's how they are able to grow. That's how they're able to do great in their life.
Then, of course, fifth one is impact. So you've been working, but important is, am I really making an impact? So when you choose this as a theme, you'll concentrate on making meaningful impact in your work, whether through leadership, mentorship, or innovative projects. Anything that you do which brings the attention of your stakeholders, which creates an impact in your organization, which brings about some results which they have not seen before. So how can I really create impact in my current job? So your theme could be impact.
Your theme also could be balance. Okay, like probably you're in the age maybe between 45 and 50, and now you're striving for a work-life balance, a better work-life balance, which means you have time for your health, you have time for your relationship, you have time to learn something. It's so important that you make balance as a theme, where you are now prioritizing self-care. and setting health boundaries. That you decide this year I'm going to, like last time we had a beautiful experience of Amruta where she could reduce 40 kg in this 1 year because her focus was health. She like that's hampering and she prioritized that and made that as a life theme balance, and she could actually do it. So that can be one theme, balance.
Then one more example could be growth. So you're stagnating. If you're stagnating in your career, it's not about external environment. You're stagnating internally.
Yep.
So probably this year could be year of growth, not about looking for a job opportunity, but focusing on yourself, emphasizing on continuous learning, seeking new experiences, expanding your professional network. In each and every way, you're pushing yourself to grow as a person, as a professional. Now, these 7 could be your career themes. We'll again repeat them. First one is elevate,
Innovate,
collaborate,
renew,
impact,
balance,
and growth. Now, if these 7, you can choose, people who are listening out there, you can choose which one really resonates with you. Let's get on to some relationship themes. The first and foremost, which is really very crucial in relationship, is nurture. And I believe that women do it much more beautifully than men. I don't say men don't do it, but I think we are gifted by this thing called as nurturing. So focus on cultivating deeper and more meaningful relationship with loved ones, with your friends, with your colleagues, with your seniors, your juniors. But this is a year that I will focus on cultivating more deeper and meaningful relation, not about having such a big network that I'm part of, not about social circle, but really nurturing some relation. So out of probably 100 people I know, these 5 relationships I would want to nurture.
Like, you have thousands of followers on social media, but on a midnight of 31st December or Diwali or Holi, you're sitting all alone in the house.
You're figuring out whom to go, who's going to call me.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, you need to nurture. Like, we have meaningful relationship for the last 25 years. We have a friend, we are a group of 12 people. We've been together, but that has been nurtured by all of us, step by step, to be there. So first, in any relationship, you need to focus on nurturing. Then connect. That's the second relationship, which means you need to prioritize building stronger connection with others, whether through could be shared activities, going together or watching a movie or whatever you want to, or with having some vulnerable conversation or quality time. Now this is so important, to connect to people from a heart. The problem today is we live in an instant gratification, and that is why we are not able to connect to people. We are just networking with people, but we are not wanting to, and we are happy so much of network I have. But believe it doesn't work. People will only be with you. People will only do things for you when you are able to build that kind of connection with them. And connection doesn't happen from your head. Let me tell you, connection happens from your heart, from deep within. And connection, there is only one key to connect to people. I'm talking about long-term connection. That's giving. Like, people ask me, how is it that you have so many friends, and how is it that I said there's only one way. What we've done with these people, we've just given them. Giving is what builds strong connections.
So if you're lonely, if you don't have friends, if you really miss out and every evening you wonder, what do I do? I think it's a high time that 2025 becomes a year of connect. Third could be empathy. So, there are many people that they find so difficult to understand what the other person is going through. Why this guy is not performing? Why this guy doesn't understand? Why this girl is not able to understand the seriousness of the commitment of the deadline? Why couldn't she deliver this work? Probably you didn't try and understand what he or she was going through. And if that is the kind of leader or a team member you are, then probably this time empathy could be your yearly theme. Emphasize on understanding and having compassion in your relationship.
So true.
Learn to see things from the other person's perspective. That could be a theme, because that will help you build your relationships, make you a much better team member, a great friend, and of course, an amazing life partner.
One of the biggest challenges, like being a relationship coach, I've coached hundreds of people in their relationship. What is the biggest challenge? I'm sure all of you know, is communication. That can be a theme. The biggest challenge, people don't communicate with each other. They don't talk to each other. So what do you need to do probably this year? Make it a theme, communication. That is, I want to concentrate on improving my communication skills itself. I think, like Warren Buffett said, that one of the most amazing gift that he got and the amazing thing that he did in life,
The biggest investment that he made in himself, which has made him a billionaire,
yeah,
is
is he did a program on communication skills. Can you believe that? I think that's one of my biggest strengths. Like, communication skill is so important. Communication is not about how, do I know the language or no. Communication is all about first active listening. Am I listening to people, and then properly expressing yourself in an effective way, in a way that people really understand what are you trying to say, in an absolutely great state of emotion that you're communicating your feelings. This enhance your relationship to a different level because you're extremely good in communication. That's the fourth one.
so, like Dheeraj just mentioned, when you're talking about communication, it's just not about expressing yourself, but active listening is a crucial aspect. And I think that is where the art of communication begins. It's not about expressing yourself, it's first about actively listening and then expressing yourself. And of course, that leads to the fifth one, which could be a theme for your relationship: trust. One of the most important aspect of any relationship, even the intimate one, is trust. Focus on building and maintaining trust in your relationships. How can trust be built? When you are reliable. How can you become reliable? When you follow through on all your commitments.
Yes.
Each time when you promise you're there, you promise you're there, you promise you've delivered, you promise you've delivered the deadline. Each time when you do that, that is how slowly and steadily trust is built. So if somewhere the relationship is staggering, if somewhere you feel there is a dent in the relationship, it's time that you start focusing on rebuilding trust in your relationship.
The trust that we build in our company is based on delivering. That's our strength. 100% result. No matter what people come for, we are able to produce 100% result. That's how trust has been consistently performing. That's how trust is going to be there. The next theme can be boundary. Okay, so here is like you need to establish and maintain healthy boundaries in your relationship. I would say healthy boundary. That's very important. And you need to also prioritize working on yourself and mutual respect in the relationship.
So
I think that's what we miss.
Yeah, most of the times I hear women saying, I've been taken for granted.
Yeah.
I've been taken for granted. Well, that has been happening because you don't know what you want out of life. When you know what you want out of life and you can communicate that to your partner, communicate that to your siblings, communicate that to your family members, communicate that to your friends, communicate that to your peers in the company, that is where you can take care of yourself and there is a mutual respect that is built. So it's very, very important to first establish and then communicate. That's how you can maintain these healthy boundaries. And then the most important thing, which I think supersedes anything and everything on career or relationship, is gratitude. Cultivating a sense of gratitude in your relationships, appreciating people and the experiences that enrich your life. If you stay in the world of gratitude, believe me, you will achieve so much. But all that will come with so much of joy, so much of content, so much of satisfaction, so much of peace, because a person with gratitude lives in an abundance mindset. So gratitude could be one of the key themes for you to change your career or your relationship completely.
In fact, one of the biggest things that I've lived my life for many years in my relationship is gratitude. I feel so grateful to everybody in my life. Let it be my parents, let it be my mentor, let it be my wife, let it be my son, let it be my friends, let it be my clients, let it be my neighbors, let it be the household help, let it be our employees. I feel grateful to each one of them. And because you're in the world of gratitude, this emotion helps you to be in a state where you want to give more, do more, help more.
So relationships would be nurture,
Connect,
it could be empathy,
communication,
it could be trust,
it could be boundary,
and finally it could be
gratitude.
Now, if you are a little more ambitious person and you want to have focus on career and relationship, how can you combine the two? I think we have three examples for you, and that is where we'll wind off. First could be elevate and nurture. So focus on growing, elevating yourself, advancing in your career while cultivating deep relationship with loved ones.
It could
Or
be innovate and connect. So, which means you can emphasize creativity and innovation in your way while building extreme strong connection with others.
it could be impact and empathy. You can concentrate on making meaningful impact in your work while you're prioritizing and understanding and having compassion in your relationships. So these could be combined themes which you can choose with career and relationship, both of them coming together. Now, I would love to hear from you. What is that one thing that you would want to focus on as a theme for 2025? And anywhere you see clarity on that, you can send us a message. We are available for you to have a one-on-one session for you completely for free,
Yeah.
to help you set up a theme for the coming year. And that's it from both of us today. Tonight, it's Friday night. It's 9:30. We wish all of you to have an amazing, wonderful weekend.
And
And
see you again on next Friday on How
how
to
to
Ace
ace
Your
your
Career.